Now you can just use a wall, chair, piece of furniture, whatever you want for balance. I'm gonna come back to my right leg here, and I'm gonna have it out in front of me in a half kneeling position. Now, even though I'm in a half kneeling position, you could do the same thing in standing if you've got some knee stuff going on and you're not comfortable in half kneeling. That is absolutely fine. That leg would just be standing, but you'll have one leg out in front, either on the ground, or if you're standing, it could also be up on a stool or something too. That works fine as well. And when you're in this position here, you're gonna once again have your leg out in front. We're not gonna have the knee completely locked out today. We're gonna have a soft bend in the knee, and then we're gonna take that pelvis and we're gonna kind of tip it forward. So you don't have to like forward fold yourself or like round your back or anything like that. You're just gonna slide that heel out, have a soft bend in it, and then you're gonna take your pelvis bone where your hamstrings attach and you're gonna pull it up. And you're gonna get there by tilting your pelvis forward. So right there, I access a good stretch. So you guys can kind of see from a side view what that looks like. I'm gonna do this from a front view when we do the actual pails though, because I want you to see one more thing here. So when I do this, I can go straight out in front, which is the most traditional way. Actually, we'll come over a little more, which is the most traditional way you're gonna see this done. I also have the option of playing with my foot position in the sense that I could go out in a little bit more abduction and do it there. I can do that with my pelvis pointed straight ahead. I can turn my pelvis towards that leg a little bit. I can play with those variables. So you can also go a little bit more across your body and try it there. For me, right about here today, like that's the spot. So that dives right into a little bit more of my medial hamstring, which for me is significantly tighter today based on what I did in my workout. So for me, this actually feels better and like I'm accessing that tight stuff better than I do when I'm going straight ahead. So feel free to play around with that. I'm gonna go off to the side just a little bit here. Soft bend in the knee. I'm gonna tilt that tailbone or tilt that pelvis forward. Tailbone's gonna scoop under me and come up. And then we're gonna hang out here. Now we're gonna do our pails here. That's gonna be very similar to what we did there in the sense that I want you to think about pulling your heel towards you. Anchor it into the ground, you won't move at all. Pelvis position won't change, but you're trying to do that. And you're trying to think, press your leg into the ground as if you were standing, you were trying to swing your leg back, but you won't move at all again. So let's start to slowly work up that pails effort here. Just like 10% to start, keeping it light. Again, some combination of those two things. Work your way up to 20%. Keep climbing, give me 30. If you want to stay at 30, stay there. I'll keep climbing to 40. And if you want to find 50, 60%, you can, but you don't need to go much more than that. I'll check our time here, make sure we hold this. We're going to hold this for about 30 seconds on this one. Not quite as long as we did on the other one here. But as you can kind of tell, in this one, again, you kind of have to work a little bit to stabilize. Even if you have your hands anchored on something, which you could absolutely do, whether it be a wall, piece of furniture, a couple sticks, you're still actively working to stabilize yourself to keep yourself from falling over. So when you do your passive stretch, it's not quite as passive. Now we're about to hit our 30 seconds here, so we're gonna slowly start to ramp that back down, not going right back to zero, just slowly bringing it back down. Once you've brought it back to zero, you're gonna slowly kind of relax, let your body melt there, don't come out of it immediately. Give yourself a few kind of nasal breaths, slow nasal breaths, and then you'll come out of it.